Rambo Last Blood is a shockingly bad movie. I didn't even like Rambo from 2008. That was a bad movie that had no plot, and I thought absolutely no characters in it, and was just CGI gore from beginning to end. Well, apparently that movie is as deep as the mare in a trench, because Rambo Last Blood has no story in it, has no characters in it. This thing is so bad, I was shocked. I was shocked they would release a movie like Last Blood. Like I said, there's no characters in this. Everyone is a giant cartoon. First you have the cartoon version of Mexico, that it's this Mad Max wasteland where people are just openly carrying guns. Every single person is some sort of a scavenger looking to get over on somebody. Everyone's a rapist. Everyone's a pervert. They're bringing guns. They're bringing drugs. They're rapists. Some of them, I'm sure, are good people. Not that we get to see that. There's not a single Mexican character in this movie that is not a reprehensible excuse for a human being. And no, the two mains, those are Americans. Those are not Mexicans. I mean characters from Mexico, not of Mexican descent. And you could say maybe the reporter, but she only helps Rambo out because it'll help her ends too. She's hardly altruistic. I'm more concerned with this movie about where all the money went. Let's leave aside all of this Trump MAGA crap, and don't give me this shit. Oh, this was conceived in 2010, and Stallone's a liberal. No, this is a MAGA power fantasy, straight up. Let's leave all that aside and just talk about the movie for all of its technical faults, and God, there are many. First, this cost $50 million. How? Because there is not more than $10 million on screen. I have literally seen $5 to $10 million direct-to-video movies from the early 2000s that look better than this movie. I'm not talking about, like, the visual look. That obviously is something that the director will set. I'm talking about this movie looks cheap. First of all, it's full of CGI. All the gore is CGI, all the bullet shots are CGI, all of the explosions are CGI, even the driving scenes are CGI. Every time they're driving in a car, you can see it's either rear projection or just a green screen that they're moving the background on. Where did the $50 million go? Did $40 million of it all go to Stallone for his sleepwalking through this performance? Because John Rambo, in even the fourth movie, John Rambo was a person. In this movie, he looks like he's barely awake. Stallone so does not want to be in this movie. He looks bored as hell. But then there's the fact that it's shot so weird. For one, the director shot this movie in awkward close-ups. Watch how much of this movie is shot in a tight shot of someone's face. That's the bulk of this movie. Then the fact, and this is even worse, when you make a low-budget movie, what you try to do is you try to shoot it tight. You don't want to show too much of the backgrounds or anything to give away how fake it is. That's what they do here. There are almost no two shots in the movie. There are very few wide shots in the film. You can even tell, like, in the scene where he's bringing the niece back from Mexico before she dies, I'm not 100% sure they were both in the set at the same time. There's only like 1-2 shot of them together. Otherwise, it's just awkward close-ups of each of their faces while someone is talking. It's like this movie was incompetently directed. I think this was because it was probably ghost-directed by Stallone. Because this is something he does. Whenever there's a movie that he's ghost-directed, he does this a lot. A lot of these movies that he ghost-directs have these very tight shots on people's faces. It's a very telling mark of a director who doesn't know what they want. And the director is literally so disposable in this. Do you know his name? I don't know his name, and he is the fifth person billed. Sylvester Stallone, story. Sylvester Stallone, script. Produced by Sylvester Stallone. Starring Sylvester Stallone. Directed by some guy. That's how disposable the director is. He played no part in this. But then there's the awkward editing. When the cartel is coming for John in Arizona at the end, this might as well be a zombie movie. There's absolutely nothing in the shots or the editing to establish how many bad guys there are where they are in relation to one another, or where they are in relation to John Rambo. It's like a 10-minute montage of Rambo just killing guys. It's shocking how poor this movie is made. I can't believe Professional Bomb Factory Lionsgate even released this, let alone how this piece of crap cost $50 million. Let's just talk about some of the nitpicks. Like, in the last movie, John was an expatriate, and because of all the murders he committed, okay, he was given a pardon from the earlier movies. Well, he's not just going to be let back into America. He clearly has a passport in this. He clearly has a driver's license, both under his real name. No! John Rambo would be a complete and total expatriate at this point and not welcome in the United States. Now, if he were using an alias, I'd go, okay, he snuck in under the radar, and then maybe you could make some kind of dichotomy of the whole MAGA stuff, of people jumping over the wall and all this blah, blah, blah. But no, it's just, this is a god-awful movie, and anyone defending this film, you're fucking stupid.